got no idea how long this song lasts. I forgot to build a timer. So we're just play by ear. We play by ear. We're gonna play it by ear. Oh shit! Wow! I'm not expecting it to end that early. Didn't that sound like an overture? That distinctly sounded like, hey man, we're gonna be doing this for at least 12 measures. No, that didn't happen at all. You guys can hear me, I hope. I feel like a freaking amateur because I haven't done this in a while. But it looks like everything's working. Mic's on. Everything appears to be good. Yeah, I did not send out an early notice. I forgot that part too. You're supposed to wake up like super early, James, and then go, yes, you're gonna live stream. And then the earlier you say you're gonna live stream, the more people know, right? And so it's like one of those things where you're trying to be spontaneous, but you kind of have to be spontaneous like 3 hours in advance. It's one of the harder things, honestly, of live streaming is the moment I say I'm going to live stream, then I'm in the fucking bullpen, and it's just like, I got things to say. I got things to do. And can I even hold this stuff, right? Like, can it even stay this long? And, man, if anyone has my number, if you don't mind texting me, letting me know that everything's good. It gives me so much confidence. If somebody sends me a text and just says it's good, like in reference to my voice, a lot of times I accidentally hit the mute button. Then that won't happen, and you won't miss any of the words. All right, thank you, Jess. Good to see you. And so, happy day, all. I don't even know if there's how much of a show's going to be there. I kind of had a little stomach issue yesterday and kind of lost some energy in that way. And so I wanted to have more for that. Yeah, good call, Brenda. I did. That was a joke mute there. But, man, I get how many times that happens around here. So probably be better if you guys could control my mute. Like, I know that would probably be used against me sometimes. But I think so. So, am I planning to attend the Solar Return Festival in Greenville on the 20th? No, haven't heard of that. Is that the thing where everyone's yelling at Larkin Rose because he had the nerve to believe something else? Is that what that is? Where it's like, how fucking dare you, Larkin Rose, believe something else? It's like, yeah, no. That is just gross, y'all. That is gross. But I did love frickin' that those people in that venue. I mean, that shit was fun. But nope. We've got something going on. But if I tell you, then everyone will want to come, and it's not actually at my place. But those of you in the dojo, we got something cooking, man. Yeah, we can talk about it later if you want. So yeah, because man, full moon this Saturday. dojowork.org, open house live stream on the new site. I'm gonna say duskish, Eastern time dusk. It's gonna be different for y'all. Some of you are like, how the fuck do I translate Eastern time dusk into what is that in Scotland? What how would you even, right? It's hard. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I want people to know that I am working on time zones in Dojo Earth. I don't think it's fair that I always tell you that something starts on Eastern time. I don't think that all you guys are on Eastern time. And it's something I'm working on. Yeah. Catherine Hopkins is in the house. Right on. Hey, Kathy. She actually helped so much with the getting the... oh, thanks, Sarah. Look at that. I got a text from Sarah. I haven't heard from her in a while. That's great. It was good to see you, too. Thanks for letting me know about that. I forgot my point. Sarah was so dilating that I forgot my point. That's how bright she is. People are bright. People are freaking amazing. And I tell you, one of those amazing people... Can I get this up in time? One of those amazing people is named Amanda Peterson. And she pointed something out that was pretty freaking cool. I'm sorry I didn't have this ready. I'm going to get better at this. Get back in the swing of things. But I'm already in the swing of things. Fuck that. Take that back. I am in the swing of things. Even though I'm not finding that browse. Come on, buddy. Browse. Where's the downloads? Here it is. So I saw that this is an actual person. And I looked at their profile. It's actually what seems like a really nice person. She even refers to herself as a witch, which is ironic. And ironic because, by the way, I think witches are freaking awesome. I would like to bring more. Many of you are witches, and I just want to say thank you. I think that anyone that connects to the soil and to nature and to herbs and tapping into the vibration of plants and the ability to cast will from your vocal cords is a freaking beautiful art, and I wish more people did it instead of ingesting petroleum, pretending that is medicine. But what I'm trying to show you is this, and this is all Amanda. I think that I probably saw it, Amanda, like archetypally I saw it, and I think maybe you even saw, oh, James, oh wait, I don't know if he knows that he saw that, and that's what I think happened. Look at fucking this. Look at this. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And what has science done? What has science done to this this innocent? What has it done to her eyes? What has it done to her ears? What has it done to her mouth? This is in plain sight. This is the middle of day, and it's so obvious that I miss it. And I'm the one that tries and brags about how much I catch stuff. And it takes Amanda Peterson saying, well, you did see that, right? No, Amanda, I didn't see that. And it's right the fuck there. It's right there. Damn. And it's interesting because, as Amanda pointed out, this parable, right, this archetype of see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, is typically right in line with the idea of someone going along with propaganda, paying no attention to the evil that's happening right in front of them, And I don't even mean to single her out. She just was all over the science page telling everyone how evil they were for not wearing a mask. And the mythology is stronger. Science sees no evil. I'm reading a tweet, by the way. One of you likes to go, hey, you're fucking reading. Yeah, I'm reading a tweet, jackhole. I know that guy probably isn't even here anymore. You guys carry on. Science sees no evil. Science hears no evil. Science speaks no evil. To a scientist, everything government says is law. To a scientist, academia is scripture. To a scientist, obedience is a religion. And I would say that what we've seen in the short life, the short time that I've been here, sorry, I'm trying to remember how to do this. What I see is this constant lesson that keeps playing out over and over and over again. And ironically, it is witchcraft. It is the hunting of witches. And if you look at the 2012 Olympic ceremony, I'd like to remind you all that 33 days before the Olympic opening ceremony, where they showcase the season of the witch, the giant witch, that 33 days before that was the release of Heliofont's I Pet Goat 2, which showed you Notre Dame, it showed you the virus, it showed you the corona, it showed you 9/11, although it was post 9/11. And that was 2012. That both those ceremonies were produced in 2012, 33 days apart. And science is so blind, science is so deaf, science is so mute that they're completely powerless, that they are acolytes, that you are looking at an acolyte. And there's no going back from that. She is seeded into the fabric of society by academic debt and by the pedestal of being a vital employee, of being essential. And she is evacuated to the blindness that she had to do in order to begin to ingest and memorize all of the information she's expected to regurgitate on the spot, purely from the memory. Things that she's been told, things that she's read. There was no time for her to apply science to the very science she thought she was learning. She would be a poor scientist had she been a scientist from day one. She would not have a career. She would not have credentials. Nor would she know half of the anatomy, probably. Actually, I would hope that anatomy would be like the first thing. I don't know why, anyway. She's an acolyte. And only an acolyte's allowed to do this. It's the only one that's not in charge, that's not the congregation, but serves the pulpit. She's serving the pulpit. And it's an archetype, which means it's real, it's natural, and it's exactly what's supposed to be happening here. And so it is. And we are lost. We are lost because we fall into this game. It's like we're playing a giant game of dodgeball with our lives. Only the ball is eugenics and lies, and when the ball hits you, you call yourself it, and chase after everyone who doesn't believe you. And all of this is happening in broad daylight in a playground as big as the world, with children who think they are grown-ups. You feel the sun beating on the field, right? You're standing in knuckled cleats. You're ready to pounce. And I want you to think about Pele. I want you to take off your shoes, strip down to your toes, and touch that ground. This game is so much better barefoot. And the secret that I want you to know, there's a cheat code. You were surrounded by people that are stuck in a level. They're stuck on level 4. They're running into the wall. They see a heart pellet on the other side. They can't figure out how to get it. And it's a decoy. It's a Maltese falcon. And you've known that. Everyone who's past level 3 knows that because they're decoys. But not every player in the game has learned about decoys. Most have not. Most do not have the bandwidth nor the processing power to even try and compete where there's decoys. And the magic of all this, the cheat code that I'm here to give you, is that the reason why those players are stuck is because they're trying to survive. Wait, where'd she go? She is trying to survive. She's doing her best to survive. She's not alive. She's surviving. And these sound the same. It's like freedom and sovereignty. Oh, well, those are the same. No, they're not. I know they sound the same. I know that consent and compassion sound the same. I know that surviving and living sound the same. But surviving is the denial of a cosmic mother. Because death is the mother of us all. She is the only thing that's keeping you alive. Why are you afraid of your mother? Why are you so afraid that you get lost in the need to survive? And the only reason why you do that is the same reason why I do that. It's the same reason why she does that. It's the lack of electricity. It's the lack of bandwidth. And if she could afford it, she'd be a scientist right now. She'd be the first. If she had the electricity, she would be the very, very first out in the forefront of this, calling all this bullshit. But she doesn't have it because she's trying to survive. And that is the cheat code. The cheat code is death. The cheat code is that cosmic mother. It's so powerful when you realize death is the only thing that's keeping you alive. It changes Everything. And when you stick your bare feet in the soil of this playground, you've been running your whole life, and you finally put the palms of your hands on your knees, bend over just a little bit, and just feel your chest idling like a diesel motor, just boom, 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 boom. And I want you to think about that squint that's in your eyes, that squinting from the field, and realize that the brightness is not so painful. And you can relax that jaw, relax the tension in your eyes, because the cheat code, you have the cheat code. You've got to embrace that every morning when you wake up, you are dying. And all of the beliefs that you have are technology that you employ to have a relationship with death. And that the bravest among us we call crazy. Because the bravest among us look to that mother and say, I love you. And say, I embrace who you are. And I embrace what you're giving me now. That without that mother, all of this would be meaningless. That the definition of life itself would go up in smoke. It would not be here. You would have no preciousness to it. You would have a cotton candy outlook on life. You would have a palette built on a video game rendered in sugar, where things are easy because you can stuff your holes with cotton. You can tell yourself whatever you need. These are techniques we employ. And I want you to respect every player on the field, even as you go barefoot. Even as you see someone who has the modular 3-inch cleats with the shin guards that go above the knees, the jock strap, the airbag butt plug, all of it, that those people haven't found the decoys or the cheat codes yet. And I get that you're trying to tell them to them. We all are. You know me. I am too. We all are. We're trying to tell them about that. We're trying to let them know. And it's very selfish of us. It's one of the most selfish things we can do. Because we're ruining their game. We're ruining their experience. When you were on level 3, you didn't have a bunch of bastards coming around going, hey, fuckwad, stop running into that wall. No, you were allowed to figure that out yourself. And it made you stronger. And here we are expecting everyone else to do this. Guys, the fact that people are calling you crazy is proof that they think you have something wise. There's no other reason to call someone crazy. If you truly thought that someone was crazy and they had nothing wise to say, you would feel sorry for them. You would have sympathy for them. You wouldn't meet them in anger. You wouldn't meet them with protection, with cover-up. You wouldn't hide behind the very words science, written like live, life, love, laugh, love, as someone said. That's not science. These are shin guards. These are cleats. There's a helmet. And there's nothing wrong with that strategy. Obviously, those people are pretty upset because you're not wearing the same equipment, obviously. But what you're looking at is people that are just upset in general. And whenever you find someone upset, they're going to look for someone to help them with that prana economy. It's if you're mad at someone, if you're mad, If you're mad at yourself and you don't know it, you're going to look for someone to be mad at. If you love yourself and don't know it, you're going to look for someone to love. It sounds innocent, doesn't it? Well, you climb into that tank. There's people we call codependent. Empaths. We think those are the good guys. We're just as fucked up. We're just on the other side of it, right? Just because you've evacuated yourself doesn't mean you're any nicer. She's not nicer. This shit takes electricity, and it should. And that's why some of you are concerned, because you're in little pockets of life and you're surrounded by this. But this is your brother, this is your mother, this is your husband, this is your wife, this is your colleague, this is your boss, this is your neighbor. And all the mask is doing is showing you what's been there the entire time. There's a lot to this, right? As you feel crazy, you are first tasting the ability of lost electricity. The people that are calling you crazy are secretly trying to give you energy. And how you feel about that notion of crazy is directly proportional to what you're doing with that energy that they are offering you. Does the offering come in and you reject it? I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. Do you just reject it? That's one technique. Does the offer come in and you repel it and you throw it back at them? You're crazy. You're crazy. There's a tactic, right? This is dodgeball. You run from the ball, catch the ball. Do you hold a ball and have that ball bounce and hit the other? These are all strategies. Respect all players. Respect their strategy. They are in a game and some of them don't know it. And some of them are pretending that none of this is real. I'd say that pretty much encompasses what life is. It's the subjective and the objective, right? Who was that? Someone told me yesterday. It was like, James, it's like the two towers are subjective truth and objective truth. And the Old Testament being the severity would be the objective truth, and the New Testament, the subject. And I'm just like, yes, holy fuck yes. Holy fuck yes. And there's people that are trying to play this game from both sides. Like you see the extremes of both sides. And they react differently to being called crazy. Right? They all have different techniques. And you have a technique. And if you embrace death, like I'm telling you now, you have a technique that really, 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 really turns some heads. It literally shocks people. You will be thrown off social media. You will be castigated as a Luciferian who's living in the woods. You'll be accused of all kinds of things. And it's the cheat code. This cheat code. Call death your mother. Realize what your mother gave you. Realize how important it is that she's there. And realize that you are not crazy. You are crazy horse. And this is a completely different ballgame. It's monumentally. You emerge on a whole other level. And the animism just comes out of you. I've said this before, but it's been a while, so actually I can say everything I want to again. You are not a noun. You're a verb. Nouns survive. Verbs live and thrive. Verbs are the living. Nouns are the dead. And I'm not going to say one's wrong and one's not. I'm not. This is a noun. And I'm a verb. And you're probably a verb if you're watching this too. And that makes people insane. They don't like looking at verbs. Verbs are dangerous. Verbs are not afraid of dying, which is why we call them crazy, right? Yeah, hope and death go hand in hand, don't they? Adolf was right. Wow, that's a name. Holy fuck. Whew. There's some electricity. I bet that guy feels that all the time. Yeah. Hope and death are directly related. Those who deny hope tend to embrace, those who deny death tend to embrace hope. Those who embrace death tend to not need hope. It's a completely fascinating relationship. So, Zion is not real. That's right, Vatzak. But if people believe it's real, then that belief is real, right? And that is real. Israel. Did you hear that? That belief is real. And duck rape is real. Duck rape is real. It's the only way you could say that. It's the only way you could get away with that. It's the only way you could do that. It's a secret code. It's a meme code, right? It's locked in humor. It's locked in humanity, and there's no way a robot would ever understand that duck rape is real. It's a fascinating way of insulting people. It's the complexity is beautiful, and there's no amount of masks that are going to cover that up. And that's really what survival truly means is memes. Like survival showing you that humanity has its own encryption, right? And that memes are humanity's encryption. And that you can put all the captchas on you want. But they're never going to be able to understand what the fuck that meme just meant. Or why all these people are responding to it. Even the scientist can't do that anymore. Have you noticed how poorly the scientists are defending the vaccine? Have you noticed they're not even defending it? Does anyone notice that? Because I don't hear the word conspiracy anymore. I don't. And when I do, it's always met with like this flaccid limpness that comes out of their mouth. It's conspiracy. It just doesn't. This time last year, that word had a lot of bite. This time last year, scientists had respect. This time last year, science itself had this blind allegiance that most of us gave it. And that is a big-ass apocalypse. And so you're watching people stuck on these levels, freaking the fuck out. And when you really, really, really step back and measure the apocalypse, man, you got lots of sympathy for them. You got lots of compassion for them. If you look at what just the fuck happened on the psychic Richter scale, right? It's like a 15. I don't even think earthquakes go to 15, but it's damn. It's shock and awe. And most of the people haven't gotten to the awe yet. I don't think most people are going to get there. In fact, I think the reason why most people aren't going to get there is the only reason why globalism is called for, while the New World Order is called for. That inside this beautiful dome is a churning paddle, and that paddle is here to stir us up. And our DNA line is the recipe. It's not you, it's not me, it's our lineage. It's our ancestors. And I know that right now it's like, and all those people are shitting on their ancestors by taking the vaccine. And I want you to think about survival for a moment. Linda, I hope you're hearing this, because I don't know if this helps or not. I'm not even saying it could help. But I want you to think about survival. That it's the black sheep. It's the black sheep that were able to survive through this Holocaust of ignorance, that this eugenical, safe and effective drone strike, aluminum drone strike that's going on in front of us itself, is creating a new crop of black sheep, and that those black sheep will be able to survive when no one else could. That if it were not for the pain and the trauma that you and I and most black sheep went through, that we would not have had the perseverance today to see through the bullshit. And that it's only the abuse, it is only the abuse that we took in practice before the game that gave us the ability to survive now. And that I cannot think of a better lesson for your salt, for your oil, for your descendants, for your entire DNA line. If you see that your kids are going for the vaccine, if you see that your parents are going for the vaccine, I want you to tell yourself that we, meaning my entire totem pole, my entire gene tree, that we, every one of our faces on this totem pole, are part of the same stuff. And that we, not me, but we, part of my chain, needs to reinforce a lesson. And the only way that we can learn that lesson on the salt level, deep in our bones, where it secretes from our marrow naturally, is to fail ourselves. Is to fail ourselves when it hurt the most, and to suffer the consequences of that abandonment. And that you are suffering the consequences of your abandonment purely to build the immunity that you need to understand how important it is that you remain with integrity, that you remain authentic, right? That lesson cannot be told, it cannot be spoken, it cannot be heard, it cannot be seen. It must be lived. And that she is telling you, I am living this lesson, that my DNA line needs to fall for scientism, and we need to pretend that it's righteous. And how is she any different than the Inquisitioner, than the witch hunter, than the Zionist? That these are all the same. And they're all the same because all of our DNA is here to grow. And it would be no different to walk into a greenhouse and see drip strips, or see water hose tape. Yeah, right? To see those wandering around and go, gee, these plants must get thirsty all the time. Yeah, they do. Good job noticing. You noticed that. That we need the nutrients of these lessons. And that you are here to learn certain lessons and your kids are here to learn other completely different lessons. And that as long as we all have confidence of who's in the cockpit, that really that's the best we can give. We can give ourselves the confidence. That really, I think that's what we're building. I think that we're slowly building that I have to have confidence in my grandchildren as much as I have confidence in my grandparents. That my confidence, my empathy, my compassion for them, that even the mistakes that I thought they were making as I was growing up were important pruning, were crucial to this growth. That the abandonment, that the cotton in the ears and in the eyes and in the mouth is the only way that they could truly abandon themselves completely. And the ridicule that we give them is a blessing. And if if one of you wants to assume that someone else is going to take that as an excuse to do more harm, you don't have confidence in other people's cockpit. And that by me even giving you light right now, that I'm even wondering that myself, I guess, to be completely honest. Have faith in the players on the field. Have faith that the reason why that person is stuck on level 3 is because they're learning the gnosis of decoy. And realize that to die in this game is to secrete that lesson, is to render that information. And that the more immersed you can become, the more immersed you can remain in your cockpit and in life, the more you're going to feel these lessons, the more you embrace those feelings, the more it's going to translate into salt, into bone, right? The more you will be able to not muster crazy, but crazy horse. When you go to see your family, you are not crazy. You are a crazy horse. When you go to your job, when you go to the grocery store, when you go to the dump, you're not crazy. You're a crazy horse. And you're a different breed. You're nothing like this. You are not a noun. And you have never been able to do this. And that's why I love you. I don't think last time I actually took any grievances. I'm going to make up for that right now. We're going to need some grievances, people. Let's get some grievances coming. Let's bring them up, all right? Who's got some grievances? Yeah. Let's see what we got. Jedi 5G. Okay, Shiba Dog in combat position. That's not a grievance. That's a super chat. Thank you, Jedi. I must continue shocking the man even though he's crying out in pain. I must because authority told me to, so I have no other choice, right? What else could you choose over authoritative guidance? There you go. Enigmatic alchemist. Good point. I think the wife has some confidence in my cockpit. Right on, Nemo 289. That's right. Freaking love the cockpit, right? Quarantine could be an individual choice. Yeah, I think it already is, right? I mean, that's kind of what they're. I verb like a motherfucker. That's right, Joey Mungo. I fucking love it. I love it. Steve Crockett, I missed your stream so much. Well, thank you, Steve. That's a really piss poor grievance, my friend. No, seriously, thanks. That's great. Not could be. Ain't got none today. Good on, right on, David. My grievance is the package is delayed. Oh, how dare you, Gaia? Oh my God. Oh. David Trainer, grievance supposed to begin the show. And that's my fault. That's actually my fault. I need to post earlier, and I just was drinking coffee this morning, just like, yeah, I'm going to stream today. And it's like, oh, shit, I'm supposed to do that. And grievance, more puppies. That's a great grievance. I love that. Thank you for joining the dojo, Bill. It's great to see you in there. I know you've been around anyway. Loving the pace here. Good pace here. Oh, thank you, Ava. James, have you ever read the poem The Thunder? Perfect Mind, your comment about your mother being... No, I haven't, Illuminati. Please send it to me. I would like to recommend to some of you guys the book Death Be Not Proud. When I say some of you guys, people might consider this warped, but like my mom is fucking just awesome. And this is going to sound weird, but when I was like 13, she's like, I want you to read this book. And holy fuck. It just changed everything. I don't know if it's the same thing, Illuminati, but it's just, holy fuck. It's such a powerful book. And especially, I think that the only way that book could have dilated me quite like it did is because I was 13. That honestly, when I was reading that book, what was shocking me the most was that my mom wanted me to read it. and it's one of the things that it's kept with me for so long. It's amazing. Amazing. Don't be your own jailer, says Thomas Curtis. Thank you. Sorry about the burp just then. Oh, Catherine, my puppy is happy to hear your voice again. Oh, hello, buddy. Hello, buddy. Hello, buddy. Okay, I probably shouldn't do that. Wish he would stream every day on YouTube like he used to. Well, it's possible, man. Maybe it's possible, man. Like maybe I was going to stream yesterday, but I had an upset tummy. Yeah, and maybe my aunt left me, and so no one's here to cook for me anymore, and so I ate some bad things and I got sick. Yeah. So maybe so, huh? Yeah. Anyway, I'm appreciate you being missed. That's great. IRS can't do my taxes from last year. What the fuck? How dare they, Tim G? How dare they? Status on Unity Dojo Earth app. Steve Stern Wanderer. The status on the Dojo. There are 2 apps coming for Dojo Earth. The first is the community app. It's going to have the community stuff that will be coming much earlier than the Unity app. The Unity app will be a Zoom clone. And actually, it's not going to really be for just anyone to download. Guys, Dojo Earth is not like a Facebook. It's not like a, oh, please come, let me suck your dick so you'll join our network so we can steal your information. It's totally different setup. It's sort of like a club where we're like on the door, instead of like no girls allowed, it's like no this kind of thing. And it's just an opportunity. It's actually more of an opportunity for us to like do things, like do stuff, right? If anyone's interested in doing a radio show on Dojo Earth Radio, let me know. I love how that's vitriol. I think our own Matt Be a Man is going to do that. Maybe I just put his name out. Sorry, buddy. But man, that's going to be awesome. If anyone else is interested, let me know. There's an open house for Dojo Earth members on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Grievance, more daily streams, James Chu, right on. I love that grievance. This is great. Anyone, Eruditi is asking someone, my grievance is ducks. Why is it real? Yeah, that's a good one. My grievance all day, every day is Zion. Yeah, that's my grievance too. My grievance is that so many fucking truthers are Zionists and drag that sock. That's my fucking grievance. My grievance is that we keep rewarding the Zionists and drag. That we bring them onto other shows and we promote them and we tell them how smart they are for being a fucking Zionist. It's just, ugh. Guys, this is a technology of belief. It's not a belief of belief. All right? And if you're going to listen to some jackass try and imply that somehow Jews are worshiping Mercury the whole time, you're not here to learn. Not one fucking religion ever has done more work to fucking document who and what their God is. And it's not fucking Mercury. And if you go on these truther channels, listen to someone say something you never heard of before, maybe the reason why you never heard of it before, maybe, is that it's a fucking decoy. That it's just fucking bullshit. I unfriended this guy Gregory May yesterday because he posted a meme saying, the Luciferian agenda is coming to get us. And I overreact. I'm fucking human. I love that about me. And I unfriended him. And I didn't leave a note or anything. It's just that I want that shit out of my feed. I've been off Facebook for 30 days, so I hadn't even used it. So I guess coming back, I'm just like, holy fuck, look at all this victimhood. Look at all this, oh, let's blame the Luciferians now. And then you're like, do you know one Luciferian? And they're like, no. Well, wait, you are. Ha ha, ha ha. All right. And you don't even fucking know what you're talking about. But because you want an enemy, because you want a baddie, you want a bad guy, because fucking some show told you, oh, well, there's the bad guys or the Jews, or the bad guys for this, or the bad guys for that. It's a Luciferian, it's just the next. That's all. It's just, all it is a fucking witch. All you're doing is dressing different people in witch outfits and bringing them to the front and saying, this is our witch right now. And the entire time, it's fucking you. It's fucking me. The entire time, this entire system is running on the fucking belief. The belief in witch hunting. And every year, I write another deep story. The first, it was The Wise Wife of Keith, about Lady Agnes. One of the first to be strangled for being a witch. And how she developed a wildcraft. And that most of her clients were arthritics and people with fucked up backs because they worked most of their days in the field. And that the wise Agnes of Keith was so fucking smart, so fucking intelligent, that she would convince these old men of the land, these old men of the soil that didn't have this bullshit civilization in them, that she would convince them that this cane I'm giving you will soothe your back, but it will only soothe your back by caressing the head of this horse. That this cane that looks like a horse that I found for you in the forest has magical abilities, but it only works if you love the horse. And the only way you can love that horse, old man, is to hold its head, to hold its chin, like a dog in your arm and carry it wherever you go. Because she fucking knew the only way she could get that old man to carry the cane wherever he went is if he believed it was alive. And it was. Do you know why it was? Because she and he gave it life. They breathed it into that cane, and the animism flew. It grew and flew inside the lignins of that stick. And that man believed that he felt better because he caressed the head of a horse that was a knot inside a cedar tree. And it worked. It probably worked even better. It probably worked even better. And that is what we've declared war on. And that's what we've decided is the enemy. And that we haven't gotten over that. You know why? Because it's still profitable. It's still profitable. And that's why it still works. And people that we call truthers now are fucking wandering around putting their labels on things. Oh, I'm sorry, you're a Luciferian. Here you go. Oh, thanks for coming. That you see this. Oh, it's so gross. It's so gross. That's what I saw with Larkin Rose, too. Of just everyone just calling him a shithead because he didn't believe in flat Earth. Larkin doesn't have the electricity. Why? Because he's spending it in other places that are crucial, that you don't fucking care about. That he's taking that electricity that you spend on your cosmology and he's applying it to his own work. That morality itself is his deep dive. And fuck you for putting him on a pedestal so you can abuse him, so you can feel better about your stupid fucking ideas. Because that's all they are. They're stupid. You know why I know they're stupid? And I'm a flat earther. Because they're this. Because the camaraderie you feel for being in flat earth is fucking flaccid bullshit. The camaraderie you're only going to feel with people is going to be through a trauma bond, through tribe, through strife, through suffering, through life together. And I'm talking about the kind of suffering where you're sucking the fucking marrow out of its bone while it's happening. I'm talking about the secretion of dilation where you don't even want to dilate, but you don't have a fucking choice because what someone just brought home to you and laid on the table blew your fucking mind. And you can't do that if someone in the room believes in Luciferians. And you can't do that if someone's in the room who believes in fucking witches. Fuck you guys. We're not advancing anything. The Aquarian Age does not have room for fucking scapegoats. The Aquarian Age does not have room for another goddamn boogeyman. Take your shit and go somewhere else. Find something else to do with that. And to the person that I unfriended yesterday, of course I made you a sacrificial virgin because you made a meme about Luciferians. Of course I did. And my God, I just held you responsible for your words. And now you're mad at me because I held you fucking responsible for your words. And yesterday when I saw that, I felt compassion for him and I was apologizing. I said, look, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. But here's why I did it. Here's why I think this way. Here's why I'm fed up with this. I apologized twice. I tried to even look for a refund for him, but I couldn't figure out his email. And he didn't write back going, oh, okay, no. He wrote back saying, well, yeah, that's because you're a fucking narcissist. It's because you're fucking evil and because you're bad. And this is the exact same guy who just yesterday was telling everybody that the reason why we have problems is because there's a magical fucking unicorn called a Luciferian out there. And as soon as we catch him, we can get him. And so I unfriend him, and what does he do? Turns me into a fucking Luciferian. Turns me into a narcissist. Turns me into a witch. Whatever it is. And if you look at all the narc hunters on the internet, look, Amazing Polly got her start as a narc hunter, by the way. She moved into Q. She was a narc hunter first. If you look at every single fucking narc hunter, you're looking at a fucking person who's learning how to profit off witch hunting. And you're looking at a market that's profiting by giving them to her. You're looking for a market that feels better because we found the baddie. That the baddie's not going to hurt us anymore because we caught him. And I have zero fucking tolerance for that in Aquarius. None. None. And frankly, I should have said something earlier. You know, last year when all this shit was going down and we were in a massive fight, like, we still are. This is the fight I'm talking about. That in the middle of all this, I've been explaining how crucial Zionism is a piece of all this. That how Zionism has made this entire thing go, and how Wetiko is Zionism. And how it's the same idea that we need witches, that we need to find the baddies, that we need to get to the better land, the promised land, that everything's going to be better, everything's going to be better, everything's going to be better. And the entire time you're ruining everything that was already perfect. That you're taking a perfect field, and you're explaining to me as you plow through it that we have to fucking tear this shit up. And that's fine. You have your own methods, you have your own theories. But we've been fucking plowing humanity for hundreds and hundreds of centuries, and we still haven't found a fucking witch, we still haven't found a terrorist, and we still haven't found a fucking virus. And so I'm tired of the Luciferian shit. I'm tired of the let's be best fucking friends because we both have flat earth in our fucking names. Are you fucking kidding me? How is that not just turning the exact same ideas against everyone else? And saying, well, you don't believe what we believe, so you're a fucking conspiracy theorist. To, well, you don't believe what we believe, so you're a fucking sheep. How the fuck are those things different? How? You know, I look at Robert, who blew up at me this weekend and sent that note everywhere. He had that. He was flat earth vegan Robert. He wasn't Robert. He was flat earth vegan Robert. And he had to believe in the Mandela effect. And he had to believe in this. And he had to believe in that. And if you didn't believe in this, he was this. And if you didn't believe in that, he was that. And he spent this entire time contorting himself to try and fucking find humanity. Humanity. And he's that same guy on level 3 running into the wall. He sees that heart behind the wall and he fucking thinks it's real and it's a fucking decoy. Flat earthers are some of the most amazing people you meet because of the amount of electricity it took them to get there. And I'd like you to apply the exact same test to the amount of electricity they gain by fucking sitting on their ass and staying. Because that is not growth. That is inflammation. And I do not know how we're going to transmute this world if we pretend that we are somehow separate from it. Because we're not. We're a living organism, and all of us have the same mother, and that mother is death. And you are not crazy. You are crazy horse. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your Thursday. And thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate your witness. I hope you feel power from this show. I hope you feel electricity from this show. I hope you understand you are not a fucking person. You're a giant.